All right, so what is happening, everybody? My name is Chris, and I just wanted to welcome you to the first video in our video series on the Paid in Full Chris Boleen business blog. And this first video, I just want to go over some of my favorite sneakers of all time. The list is primarily Air Jordans, but there are some new flavors mixed in a little bit. And really, as you'll kind of see throughout this list, it is really dedicated around the '90s. Just because it was such an awesome and I think influential area for sneakers. But I was pretty young throughout the '90s. I was born in 1992, but I still think that those are just a ton of great silhouettes and shoes that came out of that era. And you're probably going to recognize a lot of the selections in this video because there are some all-time classics. But I also just want to go over some the stories behind them for me, and also some of their resale and their retail values as well. So let's just kind of get right into the list, and we're going to kick it off with some honorable mentions. And right now, the first on this list that you're going to see are the Space Jam 11s, the 2016 version. And for my size range, you're basically going to be looking at a resale value of $440 all the way up to $443, and that's a good chunk of change. They did retail at $220, and they released December 10th, 2016. Now, I kind of wasn't really into sneakers too heavily. Kind of in college and growing up, my parents just didn't really have too much money for that kind of disposable income. But this is definitely a shoe that was featured in a truly iconic movie, Space Jam, with Michael Jordan and the whole Looney Tunes crew. I picked up this pair, gosh, I want to say in about 2017, the summer, when I was with my first job out of college. It was kind of a big promotion gift for me, and I picked it up off of GOAT, which is a resale site, and it is just kind of a sleek, good-looking sneaker that I think a lot of people really enjoy just because it's kind of straight black with the Concord hits, which is the purple hits here and there. So yeah, so that's the first honorable mention on our list. We'll get into number 4 on the list, which is honestly one of the best-looking shoes in my opinion of all time. The white cement 4s. People have said that the bread 4s, the black and red colorway, are better. But for my money, the white cement 4 colorway with the gray and the black speckles and the Nike Air on the back. This edition released just February 13th, 2016. I don't really think that there's a better kind of way to illustrate the late '80s, early '90s. It just looks like an urban shoe, and it just looks like a cool shoe. Obviously, it was featured in Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. Very famous scene about bugging out, scuffing his Air Jordans, and definitely you kind of feel kind of like that sense and that power when I'm walking around in them. So again, I kind of picked this up, gosh, I want to say 2017 or so, and I got them used off of GOAT as well. For a pretty modest price. So what you'll see right now off of StockX, you'll see that in that price range, I mean $500 for a new pair, and these did retail for $220 as well. So almost more than doubling the retail price. So the next shoe on our list is going to be our first non-Air Jordan shoe, and that's going to be the Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Zebra. I didn't want to mess it up for all my Boost heads out there because I know you guys are intently listening on this video. This was a shoe that when it first released, it was another $220 retail price. But when it first released, I mean, there were famous videos of people, selling 4 or 5 pairs of really nice sneakers along with $500 in cash. So pretty much a resale value at the time when they first released. Gosh, I want to say that it's escaped me because I did pick up the restock version of it around 2016 or so. Over $1,000, and this was a shoe that I just thought was just so pretty and gorgeous. My opinion, it's the best of the V2 colorways, and I don't really think that that there's a better shoe for me as far as V2s go than the Zebra. You gotta be careful. It's a really white looking sneaker, so you don't want to mess it up. But right now the resale that for the V2 is $340 to $343, so not too bad. But you definitely want to get it at retail, and they are restocking soon. So. All right, so getting into number 2 on the list, kind of a controversial choice. A lot of people didn't really like this shoe when it came out back in the end of 2016, so kind of a holiday release. The True Blue 3s. And the reason people didn't really like this when it came out, not because it's a bad-looking shoe, just because the materials just weren't the best. It was really kind of a thick leather, and it still kind of is. It's not my favorite. There are much better shoes that have better quality on them. But for my money, there's just some kind of sentimental value tied in these shoes. Just when I look at them, I just get all kind of just good feelings associated with it, and just makes me feel good, man. And again, this is another retail price of $220. Resale right on these guys, $365 to $375 for my size range. Obviously, you have the iconic Nike here on the back with the red tongue liner on it as well. Again, I mean, this is just a great shoe to look at, and it's my high school color as well. And so finally finished off our list, the Air Jordan 11 Concord 2018 edition. As you can see, fairly new, kind of sneakerhead, really getting thing, but I do appreciate just the history behind them. And this is another holiday, Black Friday release, or excuse me, 12/08 2018. Got these at retail right when they came out, and the size range for me 415 to 424. And there's just, I mean, you could dress it up, dress it down with these things. I mean, it's just a beautiful shoe. The white, the black. You can wear this to a wedding if you want to. The patent leather, I think this is one of the most striking shoes that you will see on any, shoe period, and not even Air Jordan. But I think for my money, there's just something about the way this looks and just the way it is just so iconic and just a pretty looking shoe. So I really appreciate you taking time to check out this short video, kind of share my thoughts on the sneaker game, and what I've kind of seen recently in my experience. And I hope you enjoy some other videos that I'm going to be putting together, and appreciate your time as always.